Welcome everyone. I am Murali Vasudevan, a resident of Cerritos for over 20 years and a very active resident. Um, I got involved in PTAs and I was in various PTAs and at different school PTAs, council PTA, and I even worked in some consulting role at California State PTA. And then I also started getting involved in Cerritos, city of Cerritos, as many of you would have seen my posts on social media. Um, Basically, I manage two Facebook pages. One is Cerritos Council Elections, which I can say that it is probably the only authentic source where you can go and get information about what's going on. And I also manage another page called PTA Dad, where I try to um, showcase what is going on in the school district and basically what is going on at the board meetings, what board is doing and not doing or hiding, right? What parents are telling, right? So anyway, that is the purpose of this particular episode. So anyway, today is February 8th. As some of you attended the town hall by ABC Unified School District yesterday at the Portuguese Hall in Artesia. That was the first of the two town halls they are planning to get input from the public regarding the school consolidation, even though it is actually school closure, but they call it as consolidation. And it was actually probably one of the best attended meeting I have seen so far. So I really, thank all those who took time and attended. And in case you are not able to attend, I would strongly suggest you to watch the recording when it is made available, because it was special in many aspects. In the sense that probably one of the most attended. And what was interesting is that all the speakers, the parents and community members, and they were very very passionate. They spoke very well, and what is made it even more interesting is that there were a lot of kids, young kids, from these, I think mostly these 6 elementary schools, which are targeted for consolidation, and they also spoke very well. It was very touching and very impactful. But I'm not sure whether that will make any difference to the probably foregone conclusion that probably they already said it, that they are going to close some schools. I don't know whether this is going to change any of those things. But at the same time, it was full house, right? Probably, I don't know, maybe, what, few hundred participants, attendees. But take a step back, right? Even that, if you look at it, who are those attendees? These attendees are actually mostly representing the 6 schools which are identified as consolidation candidates. And these schools, you can see 2 of them are from Hawaiian Gardens, and so these schools are probably the, I would say, what do you call, uh, the ones which requires a lot of help. This is where we have the population which is really, most needy, um, under-resourced, right? This is the population who needs help, who needs public school to remain in their neighborhood. As you heard from the parents and students and community members, they love their schools. As they said, schools are their second home. And it was so touching. But think about it. Still, this number is very small number compared to the 18,000 population. So this is a small number of those, mostly those 6 schools. And more importantly, those parents who are sending their kids to their home school. That's important, right? Because even in the 6 schools, what's happening is that if you look at the numbers, right, lot of parents are not sending their kids to these schools. They are sending them to other schools like Cerritos Elementary, Lille, right, and Nixon. So what happens is that those schools are over subscribed, enrolled. And these 6 schools are very under enrolled. So when they look at the numbers, it looks like these 6 schools are low in enrollment, right? And easy candidate for closure. So if you look at it very carefully, right, it is kind of ironic that it is the parents from these 6 schools and that, that neighborhood. If they select to send their kids to their home school, this will be a very different equation. These numbers will tell a very different story. By that, what I mean is that if you look at that, if for a moment, let us assume that school of choices doesn't exist, then you won't have this kind of a variation in enrollment. That is what, 40% to 105% enrollment. That's a huge variation. It's not going to happen if every school is considered equally good, right? And every parent send their kids to their home school. And I agree, there are some exceptions, which will not be that, big number. So think about that, right? So this, actually speaking, the school of choice is what is actually creating this disparity. So what is happening is, because of that, now these 6 schools are selected for closure. And as you all know, right, school of choice is really, I think some parents love it. Like based on these latest numbers, I heard this year, school of choice, they just announced the lottery result, right? They started sending the notification to the parents. There were apparently 2,000 plus applicants. So what's happening is that even yesterday's attendees, lot of the parents, even from the 6th school, they didn't come because they are not worried about closure of the school in their neighborhood, because they are more interested in going to these other schools. So this disparity is one of the root cause which should have been addressed. Everybody knew, all of us knew, board knew, public knew, everybody knew, and we have been saying this, but nobody did anything about it. Even the board encouraged it, right? Advertised it, promoted it. And a lot of the parents also, what they said, yeah, that is easy way. Why not? If I can get my kid to attend these other schools, which are much better, I'm happy. Who cares about my home school? Right? So that is a very unfortunate thing. So in a way, I say that, that is one of the root cause for these things, right? Um, so what did board do? They installed a committee to look at the school of choice issue a few years back. They came up with a update, revise the policy. To me, it was just cosmetic. This is what they do always. And everybody went back their own world, thinking everything is done. To me, it is called classic example of putting a lipstick on a pig, because they didn't address the root cause. They just put some band-aid to I would say, to fool the public, and they fell for it. So what happened yesterday is, to me, in my opinion, it is too late, too little, too late. If residents were engaging and holding the board and ABCUSD accountable and demanded action, this could have been probably avoided, because this has been in the making for many, many years. Attendance has been coming down from 2000, 20,000 to 22,000 actually. I remember when I was in PTA, early 2012 and 14. I remember we used to have over 22,000 students. Now it is what, 18,000, and it's supposed to go down to 16,000. This is a huge decline, right? So what's happening here is that, of course, there is birth rate decline, and there is a lot of issues why the number of students are coming down, and that's a serious issue, right? Again, there is no quick fix for that. So now, some of these things have been happening, but public hardly attend the board meetings, or they don't show up or speak up. If residents were as engaged and as passionate and as vocal as what we saw yesterday at the Portuguese Hall, right? I'm sure board and ABCUSD would have forced to do something. Something means really something, not just cosmetic band-aid solution. So anyway, I'm glad to see that public finally showed up, even though it's a small segment. And I hope the next town hall on February 15th probably will be even more noisy and interesting to watch. Hopefully these things will make or force the declining enrollment committee and the board and ABCUSD to think and do something which is better for the community as a whole, instead of taking easy way out and closing some of these schools. That's the easy thing to do. But as articulated by the speakers, right, there is a lot more than numbers in this, because there is a lot of human aspects, considerations, etc., that needs to be taken into account. And yes, so please feel free to go and like the Facebook page PTA Dad. I'm sure you have seen, many of you. I share some of those posts on the ABC Parents Facebook group too. Uh, so yeah, feel free to subscribe, and I also do, you know, spend a lot of time to review the board meeting agendas, meeting minutes, watch meeting, recordings, live meeting speakers, and then clip them and share it, as you have seen. Um, like some of the recent ones, right? I mean, there was a couple of moms complain about bullying at Carver and another school, and their dad talks about a lot of uh, Stone Age policies at a Carver Elementary, which needs to be repealed. And another parent challenged Whitney High admission policy, hiring an attorney. And he exposed a lot of numbers, which most of us never really care to look at. So again, there are some parents, some folks in the community who are doing their part. Uh, so definitely let us thank them and let us support them. Let us support them and encourage them and thank them, because even if we don't have time, at least these uh, residents are making time to take on issues which affects a lot of us. Uh, so yeah, stay involved. Um, Try to attend board meetings if you can, and try to join the committees. There are a lot of committees, advisory committees, advisory board, advisory committees at ABC. In fact, interestingly, the three members of the committee, this enrollment committee, were replaced 2 days back after we contacted the board members saying that, hey, your appointees are not showing up to these meetings. And yeah, they got a bit embarrassed, but they took action immediately. They replaced. So unfortunately, three of the committee members at the town hall, probably they are new to this too, right? Hopefully they will show up. They will take it more seriously. Um, and yeah, attend these meetings. This, if declining enrollment committee, they have a meeting every month or every other month. So show up, speak up. So don't wait for this last minute, right? Whenever the school district gives us an opportunity to provide our input, show up, speak up, and tell others. And that's how things will change. As Mahatma Gandhi said, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. Do your part. Thanks for watching. See you later in another episode.